Hello and welcome back to TNI-UK Impacted episode 223. Comes to you live via the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. And if you listen on the go, then we're also available on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. We are there. I am, of course, your host, Bison, and today I am joined by the main man, joining us from the void of his own mind, of course, the Joker. Hello, buddy.
How you doing, guys?
Well, I'm doing good. I think Craig is in the chat, possibly at some point.
That's going to be good.
I think he's in the chat, the old Limpster. I think he's in there, but we'll have to. You have to wait and see. He's certainly popping in there at some point, anyway. But how's your week been, bud?
It's been okay. It's just been a bit stressful, but it's been okay. Yeah, not much to say really. Not much to go into. It's been pretty stressful, but
yeah. Well, I tell you what, my week started off on Monday with my 51st birthday. So yeah, I'm 51 now,
happy
guys.
Birthday, Bison.
Yeah, happy birthday to me. Yeah, definitely. And I spent it going to the gym. And then, I woke up. I had some presents and stuff and cards and all that kind of stuff from my kids and my wife, which is wonderful. I then went to the gym, of course, because you can't miss a gym. You know what I mean? You got to go to the fucking gym. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we got to go to the gym. So we did that, and then I spent the afternoon at work, and then came home to a lovely dinner and a birthday cake. So yeah, there you go. That's what you do at 51, right? You don't go over the top. You don't want to celebrate getting old. You know what I mean? It's just that's the way it is. That's 51.
No, it's just another day. When I'm 37 now, it's just another day. I don't do much for my birthday, if anything.
Time to move past that sort of crap, innit?
Oh, it's just can't be bothered more than anything else.
I know. But I do appreciate everybody that wished me happy birthday. And I do appreciate you asking me. I really do. And Eric, obviously, wishing me happy birthday. That's lovely. I do appreciate it. And a lot of happy birthdays on the Facebook and Instanek and the X and all that kind of stuff. So it was lovely to feel the love, which was great. So that's the start of my week. So I'm just another year older. That's it. That's my week done and dusted. But there you go.
Your week started on Tuesday, technically. New year, new.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tuesday was the start of my week. But so it's all good. It's all good. Now, let's get cracking on the news rumors and of course the Impact recap of the week. Now, everybody is here to talk, I guess, about what's going on with regards to the huge news. It literally broke today. Several backstage talents have been let go from their roles within TNA. Gail Kim being obviously the biggest shock of all, but also includes Ariel Scherner as well as several others. I believe Ariel was involved in creative. Gail was talent relations, I think. Am I right in thinking? Was her as well as obviously leading the?
Yes, Gail was mostly talent relations and things. Yeah.
Now, Joe, read the Fightful report. Just so let's get the Fightful report out of the way first. This is all credit to Fightful. All right. So I don't know whether this is gospel, but this is what they.
No, it was like. Yeah, it was the most in-depth statement we've managed to find so far. I know the guys from TNA will go into a bit more on that on Thursday. They'll have a bit more. Anyway, it goes, in a shocking move, TNA fired Gail Kim, Ariel Scherner, and others. Over a dozen TNA talent reached out to Fightful regarding the news of Gail Kim's firing, which was met with shock, disbelief, and anger. It was unanimously unpopular move. Based on those we spoke to, with at least one talent said that they've made a decision that they will not remain in the company once their deal is up. There will be others there were others who have told Fightful that they are now scared of losing their jobs because of everything that's happened. Let me put my glasses on, I might be able to see it a bit clearer.
That might help, boy. That might help.
Look at the screen. It's so awkward to look at the screen though with my glasses on. At least what one person said, they actually weren't surprised because Gail Kim has apparently been outspoken creatively, which you would expect her to be, because that's the whole point of TNA's thing, to be outspoken and put their ideas forward. Outspoken creatively and was sometimes butt heads to people in control. Another person indicated that, but said that's what you want from the person in the position, someone who will advocate and advocate for a better show. We're told that Kim was very direct about her complaints when she felt like things could have been handled a lot better or more professionally. Gail Kim was not involved in creative and had been pushing heavily for the Knockouts division to do more after the departure of Scott D'Amore. In all, the reaction to Gail Kim's firing ended up being more unanimous negative than Scott D'Amore's decision last year. Even as the negative talent were publicly, as negative as the talent were publicly, it was even worse privately. Sources in AEW and WWE both said they expected Gail Kim to. No, they're interested in Gail Kim possibly coming over, but few have said when they would be pushing for that to come through. We're told that Gail Kim still does plan to work within professional wrestling, so WWE might be the most likely place for her to go to next, I think, or she honor and help out there.
Okay, so is that all of it?
But that's all about Gail Kim. The rest of it's all about, or most of it's about everybody else. One long-time name in TNA said that they believe Anthem is going for a major regime shift with the departures of Scott D'Amore, Gail Kim, Josh Matthews, etc. Names that had been around for ages. They pointed out the revolving doors of TNA presidents and differing visions between them. Those that we spoke to claim the decisions was TNA president Carlos Silvas, and he told Gail Kim that she was fired but didn't provide any reason why besides these are changes that are happening. There was immediately heat in the direction for these decisions. Tommy Dreamer has been moved up to talent relations role to help fill the void Gail Kim has left behind there. Hunter Johnston, also known as Delirious, will now be head of creative, and Tommy Dreamer will stay in a creative role as well. Even outside of TNA, the firing of Gail Kim was met with a lot of shock and disbelief, with personalities from the industry trying to learn why this has happened. A number of them have told us they've reached out to her directly, and Gail Kim seems determined. Gail Kim has a no non-compete, which means she can appear at wrestling anytime when she feels free to immediately. So WWE and sign with them and work with them now without any repercussions or anything like that.
Okay.
And that's the end of the statement from there.
Okay. So eventually. Now that was there was apparently something to do with an email that they've been sent. Okay. Right. So that's pretty much a statement done and dusted. Now you what, mate? You're chopping all over the place. Everything okay? Are you still there, mate? Okay, right. Joe's obviously having issues there. Now, obviously that statement is something that apparently came from TNA itself by all accounts. Obviously, they added in the stuff with regards to talking to talents. From what I can gather, they're going to release something else tomorrow. I mean, the reality here is that they're clearly wanting to take the company in a different direction. If you look when they release people, they have brought in people that have got way more experience actually within working within a sports environment. It looks like a lot of the people they're bringing in are more sports orientated corporate people as opposed to necessarily wrestling talents stroke move backstage talents, that type of thing. I think Limpster is right. I think TNA are I think they're evolving. I think they are trying to improve the product. And let's face it, in the time, we were all well, not all of us, but there was a lot of people out there that were up in arms with regards to when Scott D'Amore was obviously fired or replaced. And look what has happened since. The company has gone from strength to strength. The production values increased. We've got a great partnership in place with WWE. There's so much more. The product is just so much better than it was, say, 12 months ago. And I think people just need to, would they be as in so much of an uproar if it wasn't just, if it wasn't Gail Kim? I think the issue here is it's who it is.
Yeah,
that's been released as opposed to the reason why.
I agree. That hurt me. That shocked me and hurt me the most, knowing that it was Gail Kim going. I knew. There's still some changes that need to be done to shake up the roster a bit more and shake up the product a bit more. But Gail Kim being such an icon and such a major influence and all the talent there, losing her, it's like, oh, this is gonna fucking hurt everybody, but one way or another. It was really bitter pill to swallow.
I get that. I 100% get that from the fan base, but it doesn't mean to say that all of a sudden, they're selling TNA or they're
I've seen all those comments and stuff. I'm thinking
that's a load of bollocks. The people that they've been bringing in are quality people. They're bringing in quality people that are doing great jobs. I mean, you've only got to look at they brought. I know recently they brought another social media guy. People were talking about what a great job they've been doing on social media lately.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny because all of a sudden they've changed their social media people. They've brought in other people, like Carlos, who's been brought in. At the end of the day, he's now the president. He is, basically, he's filling the back room now with the people that he trusts, the people he knows, the people he knows are going to do a great job. I do not believe for 1 minute that they would do something which was derogatory to the product.
Yeah, Norris said something that I was going to mention. I also watched Will's analysis of this morning to try and get a bit more information there. And Jazz has been someone hinted to possibly come in and help be in charge of the knockouts division in that, because she was apparently at recent tapings as well.
Well, she's been apparently helping backstage with regards to the knockouts now for about a month.
Yeah,
so she's been around a little while. So maybe she was brought in to help with the transition of Gail going. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
But there you go. I think it's fantastic. I really do.
Just read Limp's comment and keep testing from being potty mouth.
That's true. That's true.
Tess has rebuilt a lot of trust and everything in the short time she's been there.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really amazing to see. She's been fantastic.
I mean, I think it's interesting. I mean, Roger Pace has just put up there. Hi, Roger, by the way. Nice to see you. He's put up there that he believes it's got something to do with the partnership with W. I think it's got absolutely nothing. I think it's the complete opposite, because Anthem are running their own product. At the end of the day, they're running their own company.
Yeah, Vince McMahon's not running WWE anymore. So,
the fact of the matter
Triple H had no problem with that at all. Nobody else. In fact, Triple H was pissed when she left. So,
they are building a product. Yeah. At the end of the day, they're building a product, and they're building it from the back forward, which makes complete sense. And explain to me, bonus baby, explain to me what stupid stuff they've done, because the product speaks for itself. They get rid of people, and the product's got better. It makes absolutely no sense what you're saying.
Yeah, I agree.
The last 2 years, knockouts have been booked poorly on the whole, and I expect to see improvements from now on. I do too, Somerset. Totally, I agree with you. I don't think the booking has been that great. Ever since probably Deanna Purrazzo has left. The only one that ever the only talent that had been booked decently was probably Jordan Grace to a degree. But even that wasn't great because they just kept bringing people in to feed her. Because there was just nothing going on within creative, within the actual roster itself. It didn't help.
Yeah, and I think they can see that happening with Joe Hendry now as well. People are just coming in, take it, and they want to avoid that as soon as possible before it becomes rinse and repeat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, what Simon says, assuming Gail was being responsible for the knockout she has to take responsibility for the lack of signings, and that's been a major issue sometime. Exactly. There's a lot of this stuff. There's so many different things that we don't necessarily know about what's going on. It's all right saying, oh, well, she's been with the company for 17 or 18 years. That doesn't necessarily mean that in the 17, 18 years, she's amazing at her job, does it? Yes, she's well-liked. Yeah, she's 100% well-liked. But, she's also very, very friendly with everybody, isn't she? And maybe they're not looking for that. Maybe what they're looking for is someone to be more of a boss as opposed to a mate to all of your backstage or whatever. I don't know. All I'm saying is that you don't just get rid of somebody for the sake of it. They are a multi-million pound corporation, right? They're a multi-million pound corporation. They do not just get rid of people for the sake of it, right? That's not what they do. At the end of the day, they build products, and look at what they have built since getting rid of Scott D'Amore. That's what you got to think. That's what you got to think about.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that it's I'm not saying that everything that they're doing is perfect. There's still room for improvement. Well, maybe this is part of the improvement moving forward. We just don't know because we're not in the boardroom. We're not backstage at TNA. So that's it, isn't it? That's the bottom line.
Definitely.
And Wildstar, at the end of the day, of course, it's got to be corporate because it's a business. The issues that TNA have had over the past 20 years are because they've not been very corporate. It's because the business didn't make money. Right, and that's what the promotion needs to do. It needs to make money, and it hasn't become total non-stop entertainment. What a load of bollocks! When you talk about Sami Callihan and Mance Warner recently, you would not have seen that on WWE. Anyhow. Anyway, so what I've got down here on my next is TNA look to be replacing backstage staff with more corporate and sports-based people, which is proven to be a good move so far. If the replacement Josh Matthews and co are anything to go by, instead of wrestling talents, with not much corporate knowledge, this is the thing. Yeah, what corporate knowledge did Josh Matthews have? The dude was a washed-up, shitty fucking ring announcer in WWE. That comes in and all of a sudden is running the fucking, running the truck in the back, running TV production for fuck's sake. What is it, Oh, funny enough, he's in the TV production's improved since he's gone. Oh, that's funny, isn't it? And that all of a sudden happens. It's just the way it is. It's just, you've got to think about, what happened. They were almost gone. Weren't they? When Anthem bought them, they were £3 million in debt.
Oh God, yeah, they were dead basically after Jeff Jarrett.
They took on the debt. They basically stripped everything down and rebuilt everything up. Simple as that. And look where we are now. Yeah, we're filling up 3,000-4,000 seater venues. During Scott D'Amore's time, we were lucky if we got 1,000.
Yeah.
What's happening now? The product is better. The business is better. Merchandising is better. Everything is better. They're doing a good job. Just let them get on. Do what they need to do. Gail will be all right. She's a legend. She'll go off. She'll get a fantastic job with WWE or wherever she gets a job with. She will get a job and she will be fine. It's not like she even needs to work. She's flipping married to, a celebrity chef, for crying out loud. She probably doesn't even need to work. Right? So, my point here is everyone's up in arms about something which, in the end of the day, they don't really know anything about. And that's the thing here. That's why I try real hard not to be the person that kind of, gets on the, oh, it's so bad. Oh, they're so awful. Oh, no, they're not. They're letting adults take charge of the product and they're turning it into something great. Stop worrying about the old stuff and worry about the new. Look forward to what's potentially coming. There you go. Somerset, adults are in charge now. The days of giving all the roles to former wrestlers are dying out. Totally agree. 100%. That's one of the problems here. That is one of the problems. Where's John Layfield these days? Absolutely no idea. Maybe he's backstage. I don't know. But yeah, what's they say? Anthem is like Jerry Jones of the Cowboys, cheap as hell. No, I don't think they are. I think they are running a business, and running a business is sometimes you have to make hard decisions. I know, I run my own business, and trust me, I don't always make the most popular decision, but I make the best decision for the business, and that is what needs to be done. And that's what happens when people choose their mates over, what happened to TNA is basically, before Anthem came along, is basically, someone like I'm talking about Hulk Hogan.
Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan basically hemorrhaged all their money.
They hired all their mates, paid them ridiculous money. Well, Scott D'Amore did exactly the same thing, but on a slightly smaller scale. Think about that.
Yeah.
Right? That's exactly what Scott D'Amore did. He brought in all of his mates, paid them loads of money, and that didn't really enhance the product much. Because so much money was being spent on overpaid talent, there wasn't enough money anyway to worry about venues, worry about production, or any of that kind of crap. So anyway, exactly what Paul said. Everyone panicked when Scott left, and look at us now. So I think we just need to chill out, enjoy the ride, watch the show, keep supporting the talent that are there doing a fantastic job. Awesome job. The promotion, everything else has been fantastic. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, it's Limpstar's advice for everybody. I think it's spot on. Chill out, need a cup of tea, and listen to the Beatles.
I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Okay. Chris Bay made his first appearance back in the wrestling ring, and at a recent benefit show in his honor in Las Vegas by future stars of wrestling. Big names from all over the industry, including WWE, TNA, appeared and performed to raise money for him. Did you see it? I thought it was great.
I did. It was fantastic. I watched it Monday and finished the last two matches on Tuesday. It was absolutely incredible. I was in bits by the end. It was so good to see Chris Bay managing to get down to the ring, into the ring, and when he called Ace Austin out, I was gone. It was just so emotional.
It was brilliant. Did you watch the Chris Bay's interview with Chris Van Vliet?
I did. That got me going too. I was just Cheshire Cat mode with tears down my face at the same time.
How mature, I think.
I can't believe how positive he's staying throughout all this. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
How positive.
Absolutely.
It's just
Sergeant Pepper Gibster. So I mean, I think that I think it's fantastic. On other news, though, on sad news, the mother of former TNA president Dixie Carter, Janice Carter, has passed away this week. We'd like to wish Dixie and her family well at this sad time.
Much love to Dixie Carter.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it? It's always sad when someone goes.
It's terrible.
There you go. It was a fantastic tribute to Chris Bay. Absolutely fantastic. And, you know, the amount of people, the amount of pouring out of love for him is absolutely insane. I don't think I've ever seen it. He's probably more famous now than he was before.
He's united pro
Yeah,
wrestling,
man.
and
By far,
Sergeant
Pepper.
He's
Sergeant
united.
Pepper is by far the best Beatles album of all time. But there you go. But yeah, that was sad news. Now, this is something I want to talk about. But with us being, you know, it's the UK, we're TNI UK. I wanted to talk about the pushing of Leon Slater being in full swing right now. What are your thoughts on where they're going with Leon at the moment, Joe?
I love it. I know he more than excelled at that cage match at Sacrifice. Jesus Christ, we said he would be one to watch in that match, but fucking hell. Swanton 450 off the corner of the cage, nearly touching the top of the building and landing on everybody perfectly. That was just insane.
Absolutely. And I think they're doing the right thing. I like the way that they're not trying to change, like the way they're not trying to change his personality. They're not trying to say, look, can you tone down your accent a little bit or anything like that. I love the fact that he's pushing the way he speaks with the whole "you get me," and all that kind of stuff. I love all of that. I think it's brilliant, and I think he's going to be X Division champion, and he'll end up being the youngest X Division champion, beating Moose. I can see it.
Yeah. I could probably, but I think he's got to like Rebellion or maybe Slammiversary to do it, so he's got a bit of time.
He's going to do it, and it'll be literally days before his birthday or something.
Yeah, a couple of hours just before.
Literally the day before. Yeah, I'm not sure when his birthday is, but I know this. I think it's in
November.
I think he's an amazing talent. I think they're doing amazing things with him.
Yeah.
And like I said, I just wish now they bring in Dyrese. That'd be the icing on the cake for me.
Yeah, he had a damn good match too. I must admit, I saw his match on Explosion. That was really good. He even got all the fans to chant along with him with the 0121. That was
none of them have got a clue what the hell 0121 is about. But anyway, it's the area code for where they come from in the Midlands, like 5150 or whatever it is, But here's the thing. I know Dyrese actually did a video on. He's released it explaining the lyrics to 0121. So it's worth going and checking that out. But yeah, no, it's awesome, absolutely awesome the way they're doing it at the moment. Now, I'll tell you so. I want to say Wrestle Carnival, 27th of April. I'm going to be there with Boomer Bison. She's going to come with me for that one. Dyrese is on the card, and he's going to be facing the spectacular twat himself, Charles Crowley. So that's going to be a cracker. That is going to be a cracker of a match.
Former Wrestle Carnival champions, and they had perhaps the best match of the night when we saw that.
They were great, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to be awesome. And also, rumors are now going around that WWE are actually interested in former TNA star Alex Hammerstone. I don't know how true that is. It's just something that
if they saw this match with Killer Cross at the benefit.
Apparently, they were watching him. Yeah, they were taking a look.
That Hammerstone was absolutely fantastic in that match, and Cross is also going to vouch for him too now. Well, even more so because they two know each other in and out for a very long time.
Yeah, no, without doubt. Paul, I'm in agreement with you about Leon. And Mir, you're right. That would be a fantastic match. I'm down with that. Now, it also looks like Saraya is departing AEW soon. She's slated to be making her announcement via her podcast. So that's been banding around out there. I've heard.
No, she's. I think she's actually already confirmed that she's taking a break from wrestling. So she's not looking to go to another company or anything yet. She's finishing a contract with AEW, taking a break from wrestling, but she's still interested in coming back into the ring. But at the moment, nobody knows where. But I have a suspicion she'll probably go back to AEW or maybe try and go to WWE.
I don't know. I to be honest with you, I think WWE have done with her. She'll probably do some stuff with what are they called? World Association, WAW. She'll probably do some stuff with that, which is her family's promotion here in the UK in Norwich. She'll probably do some stuff with that, I would imagine, because I mean she's a big thing for them lot. She brings in revenue and stuff with the sign-ins and all sorts of shit. So so they're lucky to have her. It'd be nice to see her do a little UK tour around all the promotions in the UK. That would be pretty cool. Not necessarily wrestling, but just kind of, being there, doing sign-ins or doing, whatever. I think it would be quite cool. Now, TNA tickets sales continue to grow, and the visibility also increasing. Tommy Dreamer and others have stated that the intent for TNA upper management right now is finding that huge distribution TV deal. I think everybody's starting to get excited for that. But I don't know. We just need something. We need something big to happen, and I think this is why I think what they're doing backstage, why they're doing it, because I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to bring in more corporate, experienced people in the backstage to really sort of like, show that they mean business.
Keep it going as smooth as possible. Yeah.
Exactly. If they've got more experienced people in there, people that know what they're doing at a high level, it can only be good. And obviously people also that are potentially already known to TV channels, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So when you're doing, you think, well, we got so and so on board now, so and so's on board. No. And they go, oh, really? That sort of kind of opens up eyes or interest as well. So there's loads of reasons why you could be bringing in people like that. It's definitely something to consider. How about that? Yeah, put ODB in charge of the knockouts.
Oh yes, please.
Bam!
Fucking brilliant.
That would be good.
Reignite the knockouts division completely.
Certainly bring her in. That's for sure. Certainly bring her in. That's all I'm saying. Everything at the moment, Paul. Everything's selling relatively well. I wouldn't be surprised if
I think he's being sarcastic.
You know what the
naysayers and all
like
that
and all that kind of stuff. No, it's going to be great. Now, recent talent seen performing for TNA in recent months, Maggie Lee, who is actually thought to potentially be signing with the company, turned 24 today. Happy birthday, Maggie Lee! Woo!
Happy birthday, Maggie!
Go on, Mags. Yeah, that would be
vouching for her to be on the knockouts division.
She'd be a great signing if they actually.
And Jada Stone had a match at the benefit for Bay too. She was bloody incredible.
Who's that?
Too.
Sorry.
Jada Stone.
She
was at the benefit from Bay.
Amazing.
She is incredible. So I would love to see her there too.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Shout out to Jada Stone.
And word is, talking about the females, word is that Tessa Blanchard's been working really hard outside the ring to build back her trust and putting in the time for media tours, etc. Really pushing the brand. She's been involved in loads of stuff. A load of the media tours. She's been doing all the meet and greets. She's trying. Bless her.
Yeah,
I think she's trying. I think people can diss her as much as they like, but I think she's trying. She's trying to redeem herself. She's working really hard, and I'm sorry, but she is amazing. She is the best heel in the business
discount how good
for
she is.
Females. She's one of the best heels in the business for the females, and the heat that she's got is absolutely ridiculous. I'll tell you that now. Absolutely ridiculous. Awesome stuff. Right, okay. So Killer Kelly, Kylan King, still a few months away from a return. But both have been building back up on their social media presence, which is also very good to see. I think what we're starting to see now.
Kelly's making more appearances.
Yeah, I think
on Wrestling Revolver.
They're making appearances. They are making sure that they are as much seen on social media as possible. So they build that back up so that when they do make that return, it's going to be big. So I'm excited. I think it's just I think when Deanna Purrazzo went and Taya, when those few went at that time, it was just really unfortunate that Kylan, ended up getting injured quite soon after that. Obviously, Killer Kelly went away to do the filming of the show and then got pregnant and all the rest of it. I think, it's a real shame. That didn't help the situation with the knockouts, but it's good to know that they're coming back soon. I have seen Kylan making sort of suggestions that she's looking forward to coming back to TNA. So I think this is going to be great. We get Killer Kelly back, we get Kylan King back. Before you know it, we sign a few extra people. Before you know it, the knockouts division's in a great spot again. But looking forward to the return of those guys. I really, really am. A big fan of Kylan King, especially. And we all know what we all think of Killer Kelly, don't we, Joe?
Oh, yes. Yes, we do. Her and Rosemary breaking the internet. She didn't just break the internet.
Jesus Christ. Unbelievable stuff. Her and Masha was, I thought, I thought her and Masha was a fantastic tag team. They were fantastic.
Yeah. They got to go 1-on-1 for the title at some point.
Yeah, that would be cool.
When Killer Kelly comes
that
back.
That would be really good. But it's good to see them doing what they're doing. Now, rumors have also been banding around that Rosemary was instrumental in pushing Jessica Havoc to the side so she could go on a singles run. I'm not sure if there's any truth in the rumor, but I know that there's been a lot of talk about this. But having said that, just because Rosemary wanted to go on a singles run doesn't mean that Havoc didn't couldn't be used.
Yeah, Havoc had other priorities too.
I think I don't know. It's a strange one. It's a strange one. But whatever truth is in that, I don't know. But at the end of the day, we love Rosemary, and that's it.
Yes.
Now, other than
Rosemary is one of the reasons I kept tuning
exactly,
in.
yeah, that's exactly. Rosemary's awesome. She's awesome. She's got to be one of the most unique talents. Yeah,
women
in the business,
or men in the
industry. Full stop.
Yeah.
She created an entire universe around her and Steve together. But yeah, Havoc has been gone over a year. Really? Has it been over a year? Are you sure?
I think so. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
It's been a while.
Has it been that long?
Yeah,
I guess it has.
She's been gone quite a while.
I guess it has. Yeah. Definitely. Well, but you never know. You never know. Maybe she will make a return. I mean, she's been on a massive fitness and weight loss journey. So, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, she's looking.
She looks fantastic these days. She's she's proud of it as well, which is great. I've seen her putting her pictures up. She's very proud of that, of what what she's achieving. I think that's awesome. Now, other than the mention of the matches for this Thursday's TNA Impact, not much TNA related went down on NXT. But there was a promotion. There was graphics promoting this Thursday.
That's good to see.
Which is great. It's all you need, isn't it? We were doing that.
Yeah.
I think we do that as well. We put the NXT graphics up, etc. So I think everything's working really, really well. I love it. I agree. I think Rosemary is bringing Zaya to the dark side as well. Or could we see?
I hope
another kind of Rosemary / Bunny type thing. So it'd be like the demon and the angel and demons, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, let's get cracking into the Impact recap, shall we? Now I don't want to spend forever on this because obviously we've already been going for 40 minutes. But we'll have a good blast through and see where we get. So, Masha Slamovich kicked off the show. Now, following a successful knockout world title defense over NXT's Cora Jade's Sacrifice, Slamovich said that she is out to prove she's the best, the champion in all of wrestling. When she was interrupted, of course, by the best heel in the business, Tessa Blanchard. Blanchard stalked her claim to the Knockouts World title when, out of nowhere, Slamovich was blindsided by NXT Jacy Jayne. Director of Authority Santino Marella came out to quite a fantastic, chants and applause, and that was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. But he announced that next week, Slamovich and Jayne will face one-on-one with Tessa Blanchard banned from ringside. Now, the liaison between TNA and NXT, Ariana Grace, told Santino Marella that she had no idea Jacy Jayne was going to be here tonight, but there is a planned surprise for later. Yeah. So, what did you think of the opening segment then with Slamovich? I'm going to say this now. I think that Masha sounds better when she is speaking Russian. What do you think? What do you think, Joe? Am I right or am I wrong? Let me know in the chat, actually. Let us know in the chat. Am I right or am I wrong? Does Masha sound better when she's speaking in the Russian language? Or why couldn't they have just made her speak English but with a Russian accent? That would have made her more intimidating. Do you not think?
Yeah, I think they should have. I don't know. It's a nice change in character, but she does need to put some sort of more aggressive nature into her character now. She's talking in English because it's not as intimidating or as it was.
Well, it's because she's just talking in her normal voice.
Yeah. That's what I mean. She needs to build that character a bit more, make it sound a lot more.
I don't know. I just think that you can't just suddenly go from speaking Russian all the time, right?
Yeah.
To then start speaking American English. You should at least put on some kind of accent.
Yeah.
We're not dumb. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Look at Santino Marella.
Yes, exactly. But I mean, I'm a fantastic fan. Don't get me wrong. Masha in the ring is incredible. I got all the time in the world for Masha Slamovich. I think she's amazing. I just think I don't know. I mean, she is a better heel, but I think if they'd have got her to, or if she'd have sort of kind of speak English but with a Russian accent, that would have made more sense.
Yeah.
And she would still sound intimidating, but she's got no intimidation really when she speaks because she just sounds like a nice American girl.
Yeah, so happy.
You know what I mean? Yes,
so happy.
I mean, she's not great on the mic, but I think if she was to speak with an accent, that would make a big difference. I think that would make a huge difference. But Eric Young joined Tom Hannafan and Matthew Raybo on commentary as the Northern Armoury battle Rascalz in a tag team. In the tag team match coming next, Judas Icarus and Travis Williams bent the rules in the early going, as you would expect, to gain control. Turnabout is fair play, however, as the Rascalz return the favour later on. Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel scored the victory, following feed 'em to the Lions on Williams. After the match, Northern Armoury looked to deliver a 3-on-2 assault to the Rascalz till Ace Austin made the save with, of course, a steel chair. I thought this was a really good match. Do you not think?
Yeah, I thought it was a great match. I loved it.
I did. I thought it was so good. What's this? Bison say happy birthday. What? In an American accent.
Oh, shut up.
Bison. Say happy birthday, Bison, in an American accent. I don't know. You want me to say that? No, because my American accent is dreadful, so I won't be saying that. But anyway, I thought this match was great. What did you think?
I thought it was incredible. I was honestly expecting Eric Young to get involved and get a win for Icarus and Williams, but it ended it brilliantly, and then to have it all come with Ace Austin coming down to the ring, it's great because it's set up this match that we've got this week perfectly.
Oh, totally.
Ace Austin's still showing he's there with the Rascalz all the way.
Exactly, yeah, and I thought that was a nice touch as well, because they've sort of kind of like bent, they've what's the word, they've sort of built the bridges, and now they're creating a friendship, and he's almost becoming like an honorary Rascal now. Do you think?
Yeah.
That's what it seems.
It's like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to bang your mama.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, mate. But anyway. Then we get Gia Miller interviewing Sarah Brookside after she was blindsided by Rosemary's green mist last week. Brookside revealed that there is no permanent damage to her eyes before admitting that she is conflicted about whether or not to continue fighting fair. Rosemary made her presence felt as she challenged Brookside to find a partner for a tag team match tonight. Now, I like this because I love the way they do the whole bringing Rosemary on the TV screen type thing. I love all that sort of stuff. Yeah. I love it when they do it with Sammy as well. Do you remember like when they were doing all that ICU stuff?
The ICU.
Where he just popped up all over the place, like on TV screens and also brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, no, I like this. I thought this was good. A good way to sort of like kind of set up a match. So we're all ready to rock and roll for that one. Chavo Guerrero Jr. made his return as a guest on, of course, First Class Penthouse. AJ Francis and KC Navarro kicked things off by insulting the fans in El Paso, Texas, before Chavo came to their aid. Frankie Kazarian was out next as he reminded Chavo that they have unfinished business from many years ago. Chavo brought back up
I'm looking forward to this.
In the form of the Aztec Warriors and announced a 6-man tag team match versus Kazarian First Class next week. Now, I thought Frankie was a little bit off in this segment. He's normally much better than this in these kind of segments. I felt he came off a bit clunky. What do you think?
Well, it wasn't his best promo work, but I think he's sometimes I think he's now like doing it on purpose. He's the king of TNA. He doesn't need to be on his A game. He doesn't sort of thing. It's like that cocky and arrogance really showing through in his character.
Okay.
A bit more, but it still wasn't his best promo. I will say, but then I'm just looking forward to seeing Chavo Guerrero again. Wow, I haven't seen him wrestle since he was in WWE, so it's been a very long time.
Yeah, Chavo is great. He does a lot of a lot of the wrestling films and stuff like that. He's the choreographer.
Yeah.
He gets in there and puts the matches together for to be filmed. So it's like Ray Parks, for instance, used to do all the lightsaber battles and stuff for the Star Wars films. He's the guy that does all of that. So but he does it for like wrestling movies and stuff, and he does a lot of stuff. I think there was something else that he did as well. I can't remember. But AJ Francis did mention Dominic Mysterio. You're right, he did.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was.
Chavo puts him in his place. Oh, well, we still. I'm waiting for the full results on that, for full confirmation and all that. That was really funny.
That was funny. That was. There's a lot of funny stuff in there. I actually really like this First Class Penthouse thing. I think it's good. I'm not sure how long it'll start to lose its appeal, but I do like his luster a little bit. But it's going all right so far, and I love Casey. Casey's doing such a good job. I like when he repeats and sort of kind of like backs up Francis and stuff. I think it's cool.
It reminds me of Jake Chris and Sami Callihan.
Who?
Jake Chris and Sami Callihan. It reminds me of when OVE were going like doing their promos, and Jake Chris was copying Sami
like
Callihan.
In the background and like copying his motions.
Yeah.
No, that was brilliant. I remember I did. Do you remember when we had him on and we were talking about that? Yeah, that was good stuff. Now, Mustafa Ali and Mike Santana met in a rematch from Sacrifice after involvement from Tasha Steelz. The Great Hands gave Ali the victory that night. Everyone was banned from ringside as Santana jump-started the match with a dive to the outside. They brawled around the ringside area before finding their way into the ring. Santana was nearing victory when Ali rolled back to the outside. Ali would retreat through the crowd, getting himself intentionally counted out.
Boo.
Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. I think that I think what they're trying to do here is that in the end, let's say Mustafa's now not going to want to fight him, is he? He's going to.
He's like, you're right. He's going on the EC3 route. He's not going to lose. Not going to lose to Mike Santana. He's like by a pinfall or submission. He's going to lose a match, but he's not going to lose. Like, he's not going to be defeated by Mike Santana. Like EC3 was like, I've like he'd lose matches, but never be defeated by somebody until Mike Bennett pinned him about a year or so later, 3 years later or something like that.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the problem is I still believe that Mike's going to be the next world champion. So it is difficult. But anyway, later on, Gio Miller caught up with Mustafa Ali, who claimed that he will be the one. He will be the one addiction that Mike Santana does not beat.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Santana's determined to get rid of him. Whatever happens, and Mustafa Ali's going to be there.
I think the thing
really
is here. I like that. Hopefully, the rest of the Fatal Influence will make an appearance in TNA. That would be good. But I think the thing is with this storyline is obviously it's really brushing that line between kind of like kayfabe and reality, and I think that's what makes it so compelling. Yeah, no, I like it. I'm down with this. I think is good. So I'm down with the way that they're sort of kind of like building this storyline. I think it is the best feud on TNA by far at the moment. I think you're correct. But we'll have to see how others start to develop now. I mean, Nic and Ryan Nemeth were obviously in the ring to address their shocking betrayal of
my big brother.
The betrayal of Matt Hardy. Sacrifice. Nic claimed that he was the reason for the success of TNA over the last year and blamed the Hardys for sliding in and taking all the credit. Nic said that Matt tried to drive a wedge between him and his brother, but he and Ryan are the greatest brother tag team in history of pro wrestling. But then they were confronted by a fired up Leon Slater, who told Nic that he can't steal the show anymore because it's already been stolen. Ryan challenged Slater to face Nic in a match next week. Slater hit the ring, but was caught with a super kick by Nic Nemeth. I'm quite liking this. I'm liking this whole, because obviously, it's now going to be the Nemeth brothers versus the Hardy brothers. So we've got that's now building obviously into that feud. I think Ryan is actually doing a really good job because everybody absolutely fucking hates him, right? He's so annoying, but that's because he's doing a good job. That's exactly what you're supposed to think.
It's just like Vicky Guerrero. When you listen to her screaming down the microphone, you're like, "For fuck's sake, shut up!" But she's so good at being that heel character.
Oh yeah, that is for sure. So I think this could really turn into something pretty cool. But we'll see. This is obviously hopefully going to be a bit of a slow burn, and eventually end up with obviously the Nemeth brothers versus the Hardys at some point at a pay-per-view, I should imagine. But yeah, no, this is. I can see this turn into something. Right. It turned out that Xia Brookside had recruited Lei Ying Lee to team up against Rosemary and a partner of her choosing, Savannah Evans. The action was fast and furious as these 4 knockouts waged war in the impact zone. Brookside narrowly avoided the green miss this time, which caused Rosemary to blind her partner. Lee capitalized with Thunderstruck to score the pinfall on Evans. Nice to see Ying Lee get the pin, I think.
Nice to see Xia Brookside get on the winning team.
Well, yeah, it's nice to see that also, isn't it? That is for sure. But what did you think of this one then?
I enjoyed it. It was a good match.
Is there any matches you don't enjoy, Joe?
Not really. No. Depend. Last match I've not really enjoyed was I'm trying to think the last one Katie Forbes was in where she didn't get power drive by Sammy Callahan.
Oh, Katie Forbes. Oh, God. She's awful. Yeah, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. Anyway, next up, the personal concierge hosted a championship celebration by Elegance for the new Knockouts World Tag Team Champions Ash and Heather, following their victory over Spitfire in a 3-on-2 match at Sacrifice. It didn't take long before they were once again confronted by NXT's Lash legend and Jakara Jackson, who revealed they're massive. They are massive. Those two girls are so big, who revealed that they've crossed the line in pursuit of the Knockouts World Tag Team titles. The former champs were out next, who reminded Ash and Heather of their contractually obligated rematch. The surprises continue with NXT, Tatum Paxi, and Gigi Dolan also stacked their claim to the gold.
So good to see Tatum Paxi.
So all of a sudden, we've gone from having.
I was really surprised by this. It was really good to see her back.
Yeah, definitely. But all of a sudden, we've gone from having basically 2 tag teams to now having 4.
Definitely.
I know
it's great.
2 of the teams are NXT, but it's just great to now have more tag teams on TNA TV, and I think this could make this stuff a lot more interesting moving forward. At the moment, I've seen Tatum Paxi. I don't think I've seen Gigi Dolan, but I have seen Jakara Jackson and Last Legend before. So, but they are big girls. I didn't realize how big they were until I saw them up against.
Yeah, it's like Taya Valkyrie. You don't realize how.
You don't realize how big
Taya
is. She is big girl. I remember going to get going to her signing, Taya, right? And I felt like a midget. She's like, because I'm 5 foot, I'm like 5'10" and a half, 5'11". She's like 6'2".
Yeah, she's like 6'3".
She's a big girl, and then she wears them massive fucking heels as well, don't she? It makes her even taller. Yeah, big girl.
It's brilliant.
But anyway, so it's good to see the females from NXT getting involved. There's some good stuff going on there. A huge brawl broke out before Santino Marella made a big announcement.
Lost his shit.
Back up by Ariana Grace. Next week it will be Ash and Heather by Elegance versus Tatum Paxi and Gigi Dolan, with Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson banned from ringside. Very important.
And Spit Shane.
Sorry?
You're Spit Shane. You're banned from ringside.
Everyone banned from ringside. But yeah. So it's good to see. We're getting a lot more stuff with regards to the tag division now, which is for the Knockouts tag division, which is great. Very much happy with that. Definitely good to see. Mance Warner, accompanied by his girlfriend Steph DeLander, took to the ring for action against El Paso's very own Magno. I don't know him, but Magno. Warner made quick work of his opponent and scored a dominant victory with a knee strike. Yeah. Not much to say on that, really. It was just a squash match where, made Mance look badass, which we know anyway. Steve Macklin then sends a clear message to Eric Young. He's not joining the Northern Armoury, and this was all via a very typical Steve Macklin style video package. Straight to the point, just Steve, headshot, telling them the way it is. Job's a good one. So there was then more fallout from the steel cage match from Sacrifices. TNA World Champion Joe Hendry and Elijah battled the system, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, in the main event. Alicia would make her presence felt at ringside as she attacked Elijah while the referee's back was turned. Elijah would create separation with a spinning net break. He's really good in the ring to Eddie, which allowed him to tag in Hendry. The pace creeped as Hendry went on the attack. The system played the numbers game on to their advantage, while Elijah was laid out on the floor. Elijah neutralized Eddie with a running knee before Hendry put Myers away with the standing ovation for the victory. And then they both stand tall, go to the ring post, looking at each other and smiling, and
yeah,
we're
good,
yeah,
we're good.
Yeah. No, I thought it was cool.
As soon as someone turns their back, a guitar's going over the other's head.
Guitar's going everywhere.
It's who's going to strike first?
I still think Elijah is going to turn on Joe Hendry. It's going to happen. I don't know when, but it's definitely going to happen.
Someone mentioned it in the comments earlier that there would be a guitar on the pole match, and the first person to swap them with the guitars.
That would be good.
Something like
I'm
that.
telling you now, Hendry is definitely going to get a load of cheap replicas of his white guitar made. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. We're going to get serious guitar shots in the coming months. I'm pretty sure of it. But it should be fun. Yeah. Balsa wood guitars aplenty. That's all I've got to say. It should be good. It should be good. Okay, let's talk about this Thursday. This Thursday, we have got some stuff scheduled, which looks interesting. World Champion Joe Hendry is set to address the Impact Zone. I'm sure it's not going to. I don't think he's singing. I think this is just a bog standard getting in the ring and having a few things to say. Maybe that's when the turn's going to happen. I don't know. But we'll see.
Will doesn't seem it coming.
Maybe.
Will doesn't see Liza turn heel.
Never. Anyway, we then got Masha Slamovich versus NXT's Jacy Jayne. That should be pretty good. Looking forward to that one. It doesn't say whether that's I don't think that's a championship match. I think it's just a match. They've just got a match. We've got Chavo with the Aztec Warriors taking on First Class and Kaz, which obviously we saw being made last week.
Good. I'm looking forward to this.
We've got Ash and Heather by Elegance versus NXT's Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan. That should be pretty good. We've got Eric Young versus Ace Austin. Well, we know that's going to be good. But
that's going to be a banger.
Obviously, Eric's going to have the Northern Armoury in his corner.
It's inevitable.
I'm hoping that Ace Austin will end up with the Rascalz in his. So there you go. And then we've also got, which I'm assuming is going to be the main event, we've got Nic Nemeth versus Leon Slater. I'd be gobsmacked if that's not the main event.
Or if it might kick off the show and then be like one of those now beat that guy's matches.
It could be. Yeah, it could be. It'll either be the kickoff match or the main event. I think Eric Young versus Ace Austin will be the kickoff match. Personally.
Yeah, I think so too. It makes the most sense.
But I'm actually really looking now. Out of all of that, don't get me wrong, I'm looking forward to Leon and Nic Nemeth, but I'm actually looking forward to Chavo and the Aztec Warriors versus First Class and Kaz. I'm not going to lie. I'm being a bit of a mark here, mainly because I absolutely love the Aztec Warriors, and it's just going to be great to see Chavo back in the ring again. I think obviously the crowd are going to be going crazy for Chavo, which I love. I love, when the local hometown hero gets so much love. I think it's awesome.
It's great.
A lot of people are like, oh, why are they bringing Chavo in? Just listen to the crowd. That's all you need to do. You just need to listen to the crowd, and then you know.
They're in Guerrero country, so of course they're going to.
I don't think he's sticking around. I think it's probably just for this set of tapings, but because I don't know. I don't think they've added him to the roster page. I don't think. I mean, I know. I will say this: Gail's gone. Gail's been taken off already. So I don't know. I know that the Aztec Warriors have been added. So Octagon, is it Octagon Jr. or Senior or whatever he's called?
Yeah, Octagon Jr.
He's been added separately as well. So it looks like Access is showing Sacrifice immediately following Impact. Oh, right. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Anyway, hey, is that Armin? We haven't seen Armin for a while. Nice to see you, bud. Nice to see you.
Hello.
Thanks for coming in. Yeah. So it looks like we've got a pretty packed show again this Thursday. Obviously emanating from El Paso. Yeah, looking good. Looking good, Joe, isn't it?
Looking fantastic.
I think it's going to be great. But guys, listen, that's all we got time for this week. Also, if you want to show your support for TNI UK team, please feel free to super sticker us, or of course head over to prowrestlingtees.com/total impact for some great shirts, including the Bison one. The Bison one's on there. Go and check that one out. And of course, you can visit our exclusive Spreadshirt merch store. Links, of course, are below. I don't know. There's all sorts of stuff on there. We've got bags. We've got caps. We've got mugs and all sorts of stuff on there. TNI stuff galore over on the Spreadshirt store. So go and check that out. All of these things, of course, help support the channel. So, you know, if you want to support us, feel free. Ooh, God, bloody hell, where's that come from? All TNI shows are obviously available for all you listen on the Go Fans audio only via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your favorite shows. Where can we find you on the social media, Joe?
You can follow me on Twitter at JOKEmptySpace. You can jump onto Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, look for #EmptySpace, #Into the Void, or if you fancy to take your taste buds, #DailyGiggle. But approach with an open mind, you just might keep your sanity.
Okie dokie. If you're looking to follow TNI on socials, don't forget at We Talk Impact. That would be all over all the socials, Instanet, Facebook, wherever you want. That's where it is. You know, get stuck into all of that. And again, it's always good to follow the channel because there's stuff being released all the time. So you know, if you wanna keep up to date with all that stuff, that would be fantastic. If you're interested in finding out more, or you want to follow me, you can find me, of course, on the X at Lord Bison 45. Yeah, come and follow me. You know, I'm at about 2,500 now. It'd be nice to get it to 3. But if you're new to the show, feel free to give me a follow. If you're interested in my TikTok journey, I do a lot of my fitness stuff on there. Or I should say my fitness and motivational stuff is on there. I do a bit of Gen X life lessons and stuff like that. So feel free to go and give me a follow on TikTok at Bison by Design. Please take the time to help us out by moving up the rankings on YouTube by giving us a thumbs up. Boom. And if you're new to us and you like what you see, then please consider hitting that subscribe button, and don't forget to give the bell a tickle, a squeeze, or of course a smash to never miss any of the great content coming out each and every single week from the UK and US teams, all TNA related stuff. Well, with all that said, I've been Bison, and of course he's been the Joker, and the Limpster has been in the chat. Let's not forget the Limpster. Actually, Limpster, put in your social media contacts so everyone can follow you in the chat there. And this has been episode 223, of course, of Impacted. Take care, everyone.
Take care, guys.